Hi, my name's Ruan and this is my channel, The Yorkshire Sew Girl. How the devil are we? It is well into the middle of January. It's freezing cold here in the UK. We've had a little flurry of snow and it's -degrees at the moment, which means we have to defrost our car, which is the most annoying thing ever in the morning. First world problems and all that. I thought I would come on today though to talk about my Make 9 from 2022. You know, the one I've been trying to pretend didn't happen. I thought I'd come on, have a chat with you about it and talk about my plans for 2023. Now, Make 9 is kind of a thing, if you don't know, on Instagram where people kind of come up with a bit of a target for 2023 or whichever year you're in that will show 9 things that you kind of want to make in that year. Now, this completely stresses people out sometimes. Some people are like, I cannot be pinned down to plans. It stresses me out because there's a list of stuff that I haven't achieved. Luckily, I'm not one of them. I'm just like, I haven't done it, never mind. But I do appreciate that it completely pushes some people over that edge because they just don't like it. But I don't mind it. I think it's quite good for me once a year to kind of have a think about the sort of things I want to make. But things change, new patterns come out, and also things just don't seem as important to you potentially 6 months down the line. What you were absolutely desperate to make at the beginning of the year might not be what you're desperate to make at the end of the year. So, you know, for me, I'm like, oh, well, never did that, never mind. But what I'm going to do, I'm kind of sat over this way a little bit just so that I can put pictures in here because that's what I'm going to do. So this is my Make 9 from 2022. Just so you can have a look at it now. So yeah, there was 9 kind of things I started thinking I wanted to have a go at. And I've had a look through, and if you want to know, I made 5 out of 9. So there was, did I make 5 out of 9? Or am I making that up? I'm just looking at my note. No, I did. I made 5 out of 9. That's more than a 50% success rate, I'll have you know. I think I've done really well. I actually thought it might be like, 2 or 3, but no. 5. I'm quite pleased with that. Shall we run through them? Number 1 was the Heather Blazer. Yes. So the Heather Blazer by Friday Pattern Company, and here is my version. So I made this as part of a challenge. So Recreate the Look by Jen Legg and by So Dressmaking. I think I've got that right. I think they were the 2 lovely ladies that did it, but I made a replica of a pink and white gingham blazer that I absolutely loved seeing all over the tinternet, and I made it and loved it. I have talked about that in previous videos, so I won't be going into too much detail, otherwise we will be here for a long time. But I absolutely love this jacket and I really enjoyed making it. I did enjoy cutting it out because I did gingham and I wanted to pattern match. But I will definitely be making another one of these jackets because they're really nice, casual. I've seen some people lengthen them as well, and that looks really good. It's like a really long blazer. That might be on the cards potentially. But anyway, that's besides the point. I achieved number 1 of my Make 9. Yes. What was number 2? Oh, a raid top by Paper Cut Patterns. Now, I was not so successful with this one. I haven't made that top. I have got it printed out onto a paper A0, I believe, somewhere in this drawer here. I'm sure I have, somewhere in the depths of this drawer. Oh no, that's something different. Oh no, it isn't, that's it. Oh, this is how prepared I am. Look, it's actually here, this is evidence. It's here, ready and waiting. So, yeah, I haven't made this. I love the top though, it's absolutely gorgeous. Look at those big billowy sleeves. And recently I've made the Remy Raglan tee, which is very similar. However, it's a raglan sleeve and I definitely prefer, I think this is a dropped sleeve. So I'm keen to try that. So I am going to do that as well, just so that you know. Just so you know. But that was a me on my Make 9 because I didn't get around to doing it. I had plans for it but didn't do it. Next up, I had a dress with shirring on it. Now, shirring, there is very many debates as to how that is said. Shirring was very on trend last summer, like huge. Everybody was making everything with shirring, and I was like, I need to do this. Everybody else is doing it. I need to do it. I'm gonna make a dress with shirring. And then I kind of went, I'm not that bothered. Halfway through the year, I've seen some beautiful, beautiful dresses, but when I've actually tried ready to wear dresses with shirring on, they've never really suited me that much, if I'm honest. So I kind of put that to the bottom of my list as well. So that was it. Another one. Then we had a jumpsuit. So I think I'd put a few options in for the jumpsuit, but one of them was the Zadie by Paper Theory. Now, I actually made 2 of these, so do I get 2 goes at this one? I don't think that's how it works, but I made possibly, no it is, my absolute favourite item ever, and that is this bad boy here, because I loves it, I does. Yeah, absolutely love my Zadie. It is fantastic. I don't know if it's the combination of the fabric and the pattern or what, because I have made another one subsequently, which I love, but not quite as much as the animal print one. So that was a massive tick in box. I mean, I'm doing this to me, but is that the right tick way for you? It's probably that way, isn't it? Tick in box. So I did that. I made a jumpsuit. And that was, for me, when I set my Make 9, quite a big task, because I hadn't made many bottoms. Bottoms as in like trousers and things like that. So I was a bit worried, and I had to really research what size, because it's very oversized, and it came out perfectly. So yeah, I love that, and I've worn it a lot of times. Even if it does mean I have to sit on the toilet naked when I go for a wee, I don't care. It's worth every single second to wear that. Oh, so that was a big ticking box. Number 5 was to make the closet core poof. Nope, did not do that. Had intentions of doing it every single month. Didn't do it. Now I've got a lot of scraps. I have a lot of scraps. They're in my loft, and it drives my husband insane. He's like, you couldn't make enough puffs for the whole of the street and get all of this in it. And I'm like, no, Stephen. I have heard that it is like a little magic TARDIS, the closet core puff, and you can get loads in there. And he's like, you're crazy. You ain't getting all this in there. But I'm determined, because I don't want to chuck my scraps away. You know what I'm saying? So I am gonna definitely make this closet core poof, but I just didn't do it in 2022. And I think part of it is because a lot of people use scraps to make the actual closet core poof. And I don't want to do that, because I think I want to put my closet core poof, how many times can I say that, in my living room. So I want it to look, what's the word? Extravagant's probably the wrong word, but you know what I'm trying to say. I've got, you know, velvet cushions in there and quite crazy wallpaper and stuff. And I don't want it to have lots of different fabrics. I want it to look really luxe. So I think that's kind of what put me off as well, because I didn't want to use scraps to make it. I know you don't have to, but they kind of encourage it, and I get that, but I'm not going to do that. I'll just use scraps to stuff it with, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't make that. That was a big wank wank. Number 6 was the Acacia Pants by Megan Neeson. Again, I even bought a knicker kit from Andrew from Beyond the Pink Door so that I could make those, and I haven't done it. Again, I've printed everything out. I've got all the stuff ready. I just haven't tackled it yet. So that is a definite for this year. But I'll talk to you about what my Make 9 for 2023 is going to be. I just love the idea of using up my scraps as well. I'm really into this year trying to use up every inch of fabric. So I'm thinking if I have any stretch fabrics that are cotton, I'll be able to use them up in some pants. And when I say pants, I mean knickknacks. Knick-knack, paddywhacks, that's what I mean. Right, number 7 was the Sophia trousers. Oh yeah, this was a big tick in the box. I did it. I actually made some bottoms. Okay, fair enough. They're just elasticated wide leg trousers, but that's besides the point. I made some trousers, people, okay? And I absolutely love them as well. I don't think I'd fit in them right now, but anyway. Yeah, so I made them, love them. They're fantastic. And hopefully if I lose a little bit of weight before the summer, I might be able to wear them again. Who knows? but I made some, that's all that matters. Right, the raglan sweater made by me patterns. Oh yeah, another ticking box. I made a couple of hoodies for my boys, and I also made another one because I made one for my best friend's daughter as well. So I made 3 of those up in the year. So yeah, check me out. I'm suited as my little self. And also I wanted to do matching PJs. Now I've ticked this one because I made matching PJs for the boys, and I did that as part of the A Gift to November challenge that was run by Adam Sews and Alison from Sew Like Dottie. And I made up some gorgeous bauble, Christmas tree bauble pyjamas for both my boys with fabric that I had from Beyond the Pink Door from last year. That's it. I couldn't remember. Do you see me? I just went completely blank then. Staring into space. So yeah, out of 9 things I made 5. I mean, that's not that bad, is it? You kind of start thinking at the beginning of the year, 9 things is nothing, and then a month's gone by and you haven't made one, and then another month's gone by and you haven't made one. But the idea is not to put pressure on yourself, I think. A lot of people have gone about it this year that they're not necessarily putting garments down, but kind of the rough idea, and I like that. I like the flexibility of being able to kind of switch out the pattern depending on what the style is or if there's any new patterns that have come out. So that's kind of what I'm planning on doing for 2023. So how did you get on? How did you get on with your Make 9? Did you complete it all? I don't know if I've seen anybody that's completed it all. You're probably all going to start commenting down below now. But yeah, I don't think I saw anybody that had done all 9. But let me know if I'm wrong there. But I do think I've beat some people as well, doing 5 out of 9. I think I've definitely beat some people. So yeah, I think I'm going to spend a little bit of time now thinking about what I want to do for 2023. There's definitely a couple, I think, from last year, that I didn't do that I want to scooch into 2023 because I still have the intention there to want to make them. There's a couple of things like the shirt dress I'm not particularly bothered about. A lot of people have told me that shirring is boring. I'm a bit of an impatient sewer, so the thought of doing rows and rows of shirring, there's going to be loads of shirring lovers now coming on in my comments and they're saying, no, it's amazing, don't be daft. But yeah, I think that probably isn't going to make it. But a couple of other things probably will slip over into 2023. And I might come at it slightly different and just talk about the type of garment, not necessarily the pattern. And then I've got a bit of leeway through the year to kind of assess that a little bit more. But yeah, I don't think 5 out of 9 is that bad. I think it's pretty good. But shall we have a little bet as to if I manage to do my Make 9 for 2023, whether I'll complete it or not? Will I beat 2022? Will I? Probably not. But yeah, I thought I'd just pop on just to quickly review 2022. I know it was a bit of a pit stop type of thing, but I thought it was quite interesting when I looked at it myself. So I thought I'd share it with you guys. Do you get stressed out by Make 9? Do you prefer to just kind of go with the flow? Do you prefer to like have everything on a list and it will be done? I'd love to hear from you in the comment section down below, so do let me know. And one last thing before I do go, sorry, I should have probably said this at the very beginning. On one of my vlogs recently, I did have someone spamming all of my messages, unfortunately, telling people that they'd won a prize. Ridiculous. I just want to say I'm really sorry about that. I'm not quite sure why they've targeted that video as such. I couldn't actually see their comments, so I think they blocked me from seeing, so I didn't know until a few of you messaged me and said, do you know that someone's putting silly messages on your comments in your last vlog, which was just rubbish. So I did try to let everybody know on my big community tab on Instagram, and also on my community tab on YouTube and on my Instagram. But I'm sorry if you got a pesky message. Please do just report it, ignore it, because that's the way to get rid of them, isn't it? Just ignore those idiots. But hopefully it won't happen on this one, but you never know. So I thought I'd just point that out now just in case. So I hope everybody's well. I hope everybody's had loads of time to sew, and I will catch up with you hopefully with my 2023 Make 9. See you in a bit. Bye.